Back in the Model 3. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I'm back in my Model 3. Yoo-hoo! I gotta tell you, I've missed this car. For those of you that don't know, a couple of months back, I was looking at the outside of my car, noticed a small rust spot where the driver's side fender contacts the body. So if you look close in that corner, you can see some rust where the corner of that body panel is touching the car. They were rubbing together, created a small rust spot. I brought it into Tesla, and well, I contacted Tesla. They said, well, it's under warranty, but it's not. I'm out of warranty. It was a long discussion, but they said, yeah, we'll fix it. So they fixed it. I picked it up last night. Looks absolutely perfect. Beautiful. And I have to tell you guys that my experience in dealing with this was absolutely stellar. I dealt with John and also Dennis, primarily Dennis from the service department there at Highland Park Tesla. And they were really, really great to deal with, both of them. And it was overall a much better experience than I was assuming. So I brought the car in on Monday, and they brought it to Rick's Auto Body Repair, which is just down the road from Tesla there in Highland Park. And I was told it'd probably be done Friday. What they had to do is they didn't just kind of spot fix that area. They treated it like a major problem. They pulled the fender off and brought that whole side of the body in that area around the rust spot, brought that down to bare metal, primed it, painted it, cleared it, blended it, and they also did the same to the fender, the inside and the outside of the sheet metal on the fender. It was a substantial repair. It was not a touch-up. And so they had it, initially I was told that I'd probably have it back Friday, and which was yesterday. It's Saturday this morning. And but when I looked on my app, the app said that expected completion was November 18th, which would be Monday. So a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, they gave me a Model S as a loaner, so I really can't complain. I figured I'd just put as many miles on that Model S loaner as I could. But I also noticed, and this is one neat thing about the phone app, you can go into the Tesla app and look at the map for the GPS location of where your car is. And I noticed that within an hour of dropping it off at Tesla, it was no longer at Tesla. It was down the road at Rick's. Rick's is a large building. In fact, I think it's a couple buildings connected. And I checked the GPS probably 4 times a day, every day through that period of when they owned when they had the car. And the car kept moving. It was at the north side of the shop, and then it was at the south side of the shop, then it was way at the east side of the shop, then it was outside the building, then it was back in the shop, then it was in the north side of the shop, and it kept moving around. The GPS showed that it was moving around, so I knew they were working on it. Also, on the phone app, you can see if the trunk is open or a door is open, and I noticed that throughout the day, the front was open and the driver's door was open, then it was closed. I could also check the temperature of the inside of the cabin to know, was it in the building and it was heated, was it outside and it was cold. It was great. I could get an exact idea of what was going on with my car. And in fact, on Friday, I emailed Dennis, my service advisor, hey dude, just wondering if I could pick up my car today or if it's going to be Monday. He's like, I'll look into it for you. Well, I went onto the app and I looked, and it said car location, traveling such and such direction on this road. So I zoomed in on the map and I could see it driving down the road from Rick's shop to Tesla. I wish I had my camera with me at the time to record this, but I didn't. But I could see my car, or I could see the indicator of where my car was by GPS going down the road, turning into Tesla, going around to the left side of the building, if you guys are familiar where the Tesla building is at and its orientation. Went to the left side of the building, pulled up an aisle, and backed into a spot. And then like 20 minutes later, I saw that it was now parked inside the building and plugged in charging, and I could see the rate of charge going up. So I drove myself, I drove the Model S back to Highland Park, and sure enough, there was my Model 3 charging. It was the coolest thing, being able to watch its progress on the phone app. Tesla handled this so well. So I want to thank Dennis and John from Highland Park Tesla. Primarily Dennis, he's the one I worked with the most. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank Highland Park Tesla as a whole. They did this on goodwill. And, you know, a lot of people have said to me, well, it's because you have a YouTube channel that, well, first off, my YouTube channel is not huge. I mean, it's not tiny. I've had millions and millions of views, but I'm only 16,000 subscribers. It's not like, you know, Kim from Like Tesla or Ben Sullins or one of these others with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that have a lot of influence. I really don't have much influence. So, but, I don't know, maybe having my channel helped. I don't know. I never threatened them. I never said, well, I'm going to post this on my channel. I just said I would like to tell my viewers that you guys handled it really well and went above and beyond, which is exactly what they did. So, again, I want to thank them. The repair was done very well. My car was detailed, washed and detailed afterward, so I really appreciate that. The use of the Model S as a loaner, absolutely wonderful. So I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. And also, there are a number of people that are unaware that Model 3s are steel. They're not aluminum like the Model S. The Model S is aluminum. The Model 3 is steel. The front lid is aluminum. I'm trying to think. I don't think the trunk lid is, but I know the front lid is aluminum. There might be another couple aluminum parts in the car, but the body, the frame and body structure of the car are steel. Various mix of different temper and strength steels, high strength steel here and there, and modest strength steel in other places and that. But it's steel. So a Model 3 can indeed rust. There's actually been a number of reports of rust in my exact spot and also in other places around the car. So it is possible for a Model 3 to rust. Now my car has 62,000 miles on it, so it's got a lot of use on it. And so again, my thanks goes out to Highland Park Tesla for handling it as well as they did. I also got a kick out of talking to the guys in the service department. When I picked up the car last night, they had it parked in there underneath lights. You know, it was real pretty and all detailed. It was charging. And so the one guy says, I love those wheels. I said, yeah, you know, I had to get them in black and have them sandblasted down and redone in white because I couldn't get them in white. And he's like, is it lowered? I said, yeah, lowered 1 inch. So a guy next to him at the service desk there slaps him on the shoulder and says, pay up. So he goes, I'm not paying you anything. Guy's like, I told you he lowered it 1 inch. So then he goes, where did you get the springs from? I said, T Sportline, they're 1 inch lowering springs. He slaps the guy in the shoulder again and goes, you owe me again. So apparently they had, I don't know if they had some bet going or whatever, but the one individual there at service had said to the other one that, yeah, I'm sure he lowered it. Looks like it's lowered 1 inch with T Sportline springs. You know, maybe he watched the channel and knew that because I've mentioned it in the past. I don't know, but it was hilarious, and so we had quite the conversation about it. They asked me how I liked it lowered, and they're great people there. I've really had good experience, and I know that there are people that'll tell you that Tesla has customer service issues at their service centers, and I can't dispute that for different service centers. I've only ever gone to Highland Park, so I can't comment on others, but I can tell you guys, if you live in my area and you're considering getting a new Tesla, you know, I don't know about Schaumburg or any of these other places. I've only ever been to Highland Park, but I've also only ever been treated really well there in Highland Park. One day I was there was a Gen 1 Roadster in being serviced, and so they were telling me about that, and they've got a couple guys specifically trained for the first Gen Roadster because it's very unique. And you know, they're talkative people, they're friendly, and they treat you well. It's always been a good experience being there. So anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. And if you have any questions about my car in particular, this is a long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3, 2018. I've had it for a year and a half. If you have any questions for me, let me know. This is not a steering wheel wrap, it's a reupholstered wheel. This is Alcantara that I had wrapped on the dash. My screen's been repositioned with a mount I produced. So for those of you that are new, that's the explanation of my interior. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. I'll put my email address as a link in the description below. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.